Hi all. Welcome to the second week of the semester. This unit is called Sex, Gender, and Socialization. In this unit, we take a step back and really look at what we've been taking for granted in the terms sex and gender, for example. So to start with, I'm going to give you a bit of a roadmap about how I think it would be best to take a look at the materials for this week, and then I'll talk a little bit about the assignments. All right, to start with, please listen to the lecture podcast of terms. You'll need to take notes. These are important terms that we'll use throughout the semester, and the podcast, I think, is about 20 minutes just for your planning purposes. Next, do the readings, keeping in mind not only the terms that are reviewed in that podcast, but also the theories that we overviewed last week. And you'll see that permeating throughout the entire semester. We'll be going back to those terms and those theories. In addition, pay attention in these readings to how the authors go about and collect the data. How do they gather the evidence to talk about what their thesis is in their article? Watch the trailer then to the documentary, Still Killing Us Softly. You'll see there an example of kind of using the media, analyzing the media in terms of its depiction of sex and gender. And finally, read the story Cousin Lewis and the websites on transsexuality here as well as in India. Okay, so after you do all that, or you can do some of the discussion as you're working through some of the readings. Your discussion question this week has you really do that in-depth, careful reading that I'm asking you to do and post about it. So you'll be reading you'll read all of your pieces this carefully, but for your discussion question, you'll outline how an author in section 3 goes about and does his or her work, and then your thoughts about it. Okay, and the same as last week, you'll post your response in the first couple of days of the week, and then you'll respond to one other student after you've posted your response. Okay, your assignment for this week. There's only one choice, but you have a wide variety of things that you can choose from. All right, so I'm pretty excited about this. This gives you the opportunity to do some non-participant observation, actually to put on your researcher cap that you'll do a couple of times throughout the semester. What this assignment has you do is really think about kind of gender in practice. All right, and I want you to, and you'll read your description in the assignment of what I want you to do, but basically I want you to really pay attention. And I'll give you an example from another class. And in fact, this was in a more advanced class, and the student had to go through a research protocol and all of that we'll review kind of later on in the semester. But in this example, what the student was a waitress at one of the kind of relatively big chains, one that you sit down to eat dinner. I think it was like an Olive Garden or an Applebee's. I can't remember exactly what it is. And so she knew that there were gender dynamics that went on. And what she did is she observed throughout an entire shift what those gender dynamics were. And not surprisingly to her, to start with, she found that when it was clear that people were on dates, a heterosexual couple on dates, it was overwhelmingly the man who kind of took the lead when it came to ordering. But there was a major difference when there was a family. If there was a family with kids, it was the woman. Okay, so that just kind of gives you an example of what to possibly take a look at. I give you a wide variety of things to consider. Watching TV, going to church, maybe a Memorial Day barbecue, something like that. Pay attention for about a half an hour, no more than 2 hours. All right, and then go back and take some notes about it and write about it. All right, so that's your assignment for this week. Again, there'll be office hours with me on Tuesday around the noon hour and with Melanie on Wednesday. I look forward to reading your first assignment. All right, have a good Memorial Day weekend. Bye now.